As we come to our 10th exercise, it's important to take a moment to appreciate the milestone. So, thank you everyone who supported me so far, and hello, people in the future! Great to have you listening to my voice, whether it's by choice or not. With that, let's dive into our dive of the day, and by dive, I mean fall, and by fall, I mean agonizingly slow lean. See, according to the holy scripture of that one internet list I found on a random Google search way back when, today we're tackling the flour sack falling. Of course, we're no strangers to animating falling objects, but none so malleable as Sackaroo have fallen across our paths before. We'll need to choose a fall that best expresses the personality that the flour sack is so exquisitely gifted at personifying. Man, do I like my syllables. And I think I've got just the one in mind. Enjoy! Alright, welcome back. So the exercise itself is falling. Now, of course, there's a million ways that you can fall just like anything else. You can fall off of something, onto the ground, onto something, or, unfortunately, someone, or perhaps into something. So what I think that I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one. And in mine, I'm going to have him fall asleep while standing up. In fact, actually, we'll have him already be asleep. And then we're going to do this rocking back and forth as he's sort of like... And then we'll slowly creep into a fall. Sort of creating this like soft V with his body as he continues his lovely little dream. And the reason why I want to do this one as opposed to really any of these others is I really want to get a feeling for how to hold this whole segment, because I really want this to be a slow fall. Because I'd like for it to build up anticipation, to build up tension. In order to do that, I'm going to have to get a better understanding of the length of the timeline and how long certain actions really take. So I definitely want to have pose where we're leaning over, and I think we'll do, just like we did the breathing with the jumping, I think this time we'll do a breathing of him snoring. So we'll still have that up and down motion with the one frame in between, which will of course necessitate a keyframe for both the up and the down positions. Then 1 or 2 loops of the breathing, because we can just copy and paste that and stretch that however long we want that to be done. Then for the rock, I don't want to be like rocking back and forth 20-30 times, because that's sort of gratuitous. So I think we'll just do a soft rock forward, a slightly harder rock back, an even more severe rock forward, which will then slow down some, and then begin slowly picking up speed as the leg will lean up, and then a super quick impact. And I suppose it might be nice to also have that up and down motion to show that he's still asleep, even though he's in this exceptionally compromising position. So I know that this is going to be 2 frames here. So that gives us in total 9 keyframes. And I know that we're going to have at least an in-between here. I suspect probably this is going to be an ease in, ease out for this, a more severe one for this, and of course an even more severe one for this. And that'll probably be some sort of multiples of, say, you know, maybe this will be 3 in-betweens, 5, and 7. And then this right here, for comedic effect, we definitely want this section here to be slower. So with that ease out, it's going to slow us down to a, not necessarily a stop right here to begin this segment, but it's just going to be a slow down and then build up speed again. So then it'll of course end up as an ease out that carries us all the way to our impact. And I have absolutely no idea how many frames or breakdowns or anything is going to be necessary to go through that. And then this will, of course, be a singular in between to do this breathing motion. Alright, I think this one is a little bit more straightforward. Good. Alright, so let's begin the wonderful process of creating said keyframes. Alright then, so the first one's pretty straightforward. It's just sitting here, leaning over ourselves in an idle position. I definitely think what we'll have it be is only a slight fold, just as a head that sort of hinges on a neck while you're standing up and falling asleep. It'll just be like this very tip top of the sack that leans over. We'll give a little bit more body to the tassels this time, so, you know, usually we just make in these triangles, but we'll actually open up the ends a little bit. Alright, then actually just what we'll do, in order to do the down keyframe, we'll just pop on onion skin. Oh, weird, I'm drawing it up. Oh, I must have accidentally added it when I hit add before. Okay, we can just delete this one and rename this one as the actual sack. Great. Pop on the onion skins, trace over the body, and then use this as a reference for when we go down. This all needs to go in a little bit, because just like this line to this line is that way, this point to this point has to be this way. I got an idea that maybe this shouldn't be so round. A sack is a rectangle shape, right? So actually the end comes to a point. It's not this nice round that I've created for myself. So as we come further down, actually the point should become more apparent, not less. You know, they're kind of long, actually, now that I think about it. Ugh, shave off a bit of that. That's sort of nasty looking. Alright, and then next up, so we have the lean forward, the lean back a bit more, and then the lean forward a bit more. So I know I'm definitely going to want the tassels to have a bit of a swing to them. By the time we get to this point, since we're moving this way, the tassels will still be on their delay, and the bottom will still be pulled decent way. I'm definitely putting more of an effort on making these arcs a little bit more severe to show that scrunching, and these will straighten out a little bit more. Great! Now we have to go the other way, and now let's make a little note for ourselves here, that we made it this far on the last frame. So we have to go at least twice that distance. So it's like that. Yeah, something like that. So sitting here looking at this angle, like it feels pretty sharp to me, but also it sort of has that comedic, you put your head down and then you kind of like pull your head back. So it's just kind of this thing going out. Oh, man. There we go, much better. Oh, I just realized I have to redo these tassels, because at this point, we're at full throttle this way. There we go. There we go. And then, of course, we have this again. Only with the tassels this way. Now, with this one going forward, he's going to be so far over to the right, like all the way over here, that actually the legs are now going to come up off the ground, leaning our whole self over that way. So I want to be leaning at least this far, and my leg should go up to about there. Oh, you know what? I'll make a note for myself. I just got an idea that I think I'm actually going to have the little animated Z's. That way it doesn't look like he's breathing. Because there's really no context that he's falling asleep at this particular moment because I don't have anything leading up to it. So I'm just going to make these little Z's at the beginning. And so as he snores in and out, the Z's just go doop, 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 doop. So at this point, we're no longer going to be taking this back line here and just pulling it straight out to have a parallel one, creating this like really sharp point. We're actually now going to have a curve, putting the back somewhere along here. You know what? I know what it is. This leg really just needs to be down. There's no reason for the leg to be lifted up if you're asleep and not noticing that you're falling. You're not going to like flail your leg up. It's just going to kind of hang there limply as you fall over. There we go, that's better. And now the question becomes, how do I want to go about doing the body? So, before we had the bottom here, just like the top we had talked about, was just going parallel straight to the right and to the left. Now, as the back is now at an angle, sort of begs the question of should the head also be at a similar angle? Yep, that makes the most sense. Oh my lord, this whole time I never did any of the feet tassels. Alright. Oh wow, he's so much shorter. I didn't even realize I did that. Nice, nice. I think I'm also going to practice giving the tassels a little bit more body too, which of course mostly just comes down to opening up this connection point here. I'm curious to see how that'll look in the final product, and to see whether or not it'll be better to just stick with my tassel just coming to a point, or actually connecting a little bit more openly. Oh god, that's terrible! Oh, that's atrocious. Oh god, okay. It just looks so much weirder than all the tassels I've done up until this point. I'm not entirely sure why. But I guess that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Okay, so we have these, which are going to be our snoring. Then forward, back, forward, leaning. And let's check our guide to see where we go from here. Okay, so this frame is this one right here. So that makes this heavy leaning frame the next frame that we have to make. So we'll make a foundation there. Oh, you know what? So right now, we've got a heavy split here with the, I guess, the imaginary skeleton of the legs, where we have this really wide angle with the legs, and then this harsh angle with the back leading towards this way. And I think that this next frame, the one that we're actually on now, instead should be much more vertical. So more like, I don't know, kind of vertical like that. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I want him to be standing straight up on one leg for this segment here, which I guess we'd accomplish with like that. Yeah, I'm starting to think that those tassel swings are actually a little bit too much. When I do my timing, I'll have to adjust that. Oh wow, measuring the head here, like it's drastically smaller as we make our way over. This could be really jank, but I'm gonna try it. Connect, darn you! That doesn't look anything like a flour sack. I'm not even entirely sure why. I guess it's just drawing it at this different angle is really messing with me. Well, I'll make a decision later about whether or not I want to delete that segment, but I think I'm going to try this one from the beginning. And if I take this and rotate it, oh my god, it looks even worse than when I started. Alright, I'll come back at it again. So, after much deliberation, I have decided that I'm going to give it a shot making this frame. You know, I haven't really taken the time to think about how I want him to fall. Do I want to land on the side of his head, like this? Or on the front of his head, like that? I mean, it looks like we're projected to land on the side. It would make the most sense. I've never had to draw our friend on his side. I wonder what that will be like. So after I was going through a couple of references, I think I figured out that this frame, the only thing that it's missing, and of course the one after it, is that it just needs to be rounded out a little bit. It's actually got a pretty solid body, because I actually really like this pose. I think this is pretty cute. So now I'm going to just touch the two of them up a little bit, and then I think we'll be in a good spot. Yeah, okay, I can really work with that, actually. I think that actually is very much along the lines of what I want to go for. You know, he's kind of got that sort of vibe going on. Now I've just got to squash this one. Oh, and I have to resize that. Let me resize that before I squash it. And this frame still feels off balance. So I may sort of have not clicked the record button for this last little bit here, but it's okay because mostly it was just cleaning things up and making things look nice. So let's just take a second, go through our guide, make sure that we have all the frames that we're looking for, and make a battle plan for the future. So we start off, we have our idle animation where we're sitting here, snoring, then we begin rocking forward a little bit, rocking back, rocking forward some more, and poof! Yes. I like this a lot. Great. Okay, cool. So I think we're in a really good spot for doing breakdowns. I've got a couple of ideas of where I want some of my breakdowns to be. I look forward to doing that. So with that, y'all have yourselves a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Man, squeezing 3 hours into 23 minutes is a doozy, but well worth it. So tap subscribe to support the continued adventures of Sakaru, and toss in a like if this video's up your alley. Also leave a comment praising our flowery overlord. And feel free to check out this week's honorable music video, The Black Plot from High on Fire.